This is the third and final assignment of the fifth quiz. So analyzing the discriminant. So what we're doing here, and this may help you, actually the video will probably help you more than this. We are going to calculate the b squared minus 4ac. So on this first one, it is 76. And you're going to be able to draw a couple conclusions. Okay, so we have two x-intercepts. What kind are they? They are irrational. Now the reason why this is true, and there's no factoring, so we'll say prime on the factoring. So you do three things like that. How many x-intercepts, the kind they are, and then prime. So for the first part, it's 2, 1, or 0 x-intercepts. The second part, you say rational or irrational or imaginary. There's three possibilities. And then for the third step, it's either prime or factorable, depending on this. So what we want to try to do is we want to try to have that value be a perfect square root, a positive perfect square, so that we can square root it nicely. When that happens, then this is rational and factorable. And if this is 0, then you have one x-intercept. So let's just do some different problems here so that you can see this. And this is taking a piece of the quadratic formula and analyzing it. So no x-intercepts because it's negative. When it's negative, it's an imaginary solution. The solution is imaginaries. And we have prime factoring again. So you need to see, each one of these. I'm going to skip over those. Let's go to number 8. So b squared minus 4ac is 0 here. I'm going to do one of each outcome. One x-intercept. This is at the vertex, by the way. We have rational roots, and it is factorable. And it's the same factor twice. And we could say here it's the same root twice. So let's say you had 2x plus 1 times 2x plus 1. So there's an example of the case when it's 0. All right, let's get 17. Got to jump around a little bit here to get all the different. So 17, be careful. A is -7, B is 16, I'm sorry, B is 8, C is 0. Be really careful there. Because you got to subtract the 8n over. That makes 8 for B, and then C is 0. So the b squared minus 4ac is 64 here. We can take the square root of that. So we have two x-intercepts. They are rational, and this is factorable. We don't know what the factors are because we don't know the x-intercepts. But based on that number being a perfect square so that we can square root it, this will work out. And they will be different. I mean, you can factor. I just don't want you to. I want you to analyze this discriminant and come up with the result. So I just did one of each for you. So if it's irrational, meaning that it's not a perfect square, or if it's a negative, you have no x-intercepts if it's negative. But either one of those will produce a no factoring, a prime situation. Okay, you have to have 0. If you get a 0 for b squared minus 4ac, there's one x-intercept at the vertex. It's the same root twice, it's the same factor twice, and then if you have a perfect square with that. Okay, so pretty easy assignment. These are going to be the first couple problems on your practice quiz that you'll see here as you get into the practice quizzes.